everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Mechanical Rain. This episode is a part 2 to last week's session. And if for some reason you haven't listened to last week's episode, despite the fact that this is a sequential podcast, and you should know this by now because it's episode 11, I'd highly recommend listening to episode 10 before this one. But seeing how that show came out a week ago, I'll still give you a recap. Last week we learned that Blueberry, or should I say General Blue, was actually kind of the crux to this whole situation. To put it very simply, General Blue was in charge of colonizing a planet and essentially made some enemies along the way. Again, that might be oversimplifying the situation, but that's why we don't have a moon anymore. So we're going to pick things up this week with the speech that Commander Woodrow gave at the end of the last episode. I know this is a speech that you already heard, but I feel like it's important enough that it's worth playing again, and besides, Mitch did a great job delivering it. And really, it's not too long, but fairly important. So without further ado, here is Commander Woodrow informing our team on a recent attack on Helix by 2 unknown enemy Blackwoods, and pretty much where do we go from here?
Now, I bet you guys are wondering why we're all here. You might have heard rumblings in the camp. 4 days ago, we were attacked by 2 Blackwoods of unknown origin, but they fought like Alpha Squad. They came in, they took out our defenses like they were nothing. They blew holes in the walls, they shot up the cadets. I held them off as long as I could. I think I took out one of them. What you see here, we're all that's left of Helix, and I think they're coming for us. They know we've taken back this facility, and it's only a matter of time before they come knocking at our door again. What you see outside, that's all that's left of Helix. We are cut off at the moment. We have no means of... We have no support coming. You are our front lines. You are our only line. We're going to be taking this base. They have a production facility downstairs. Hajime, if you can maybe help some of the survivors start getting munitions and whatnot built up. We have a few of the military vehicles you saw parked out in the garage. We need to make this our new stronghold to defend what's left of us and to potentially take the fight to them once we're ready.
Achilles is visibly unhappy for more than the obvious reasons of, we're fucked, but he will keep his mouth shut.
This has become a suicide mission, and I'm going to keep that. Isabel's going to keep that on the inside.
Yeah, internal thoughts. Yeah, let's finish up the genocide.
Hajime stayed up all night, so Hajime doesn't have a filter, and he goes, let Achilles deal with the production facility. I'm working on something. I think I just need to figure out the language. If they fought like Alpha Squad, there's something in there, and if I can figure out how to back hack it, I don't know if I can put them back in their bodies, but if I can put it back together. And I think Hajime at that point just stands up and goes, if you do need help, I will put it down, but I think I could possibly figure out a way to at least disrupt the connection.
Yeah, like he said, apparently Achilles has it, and Achilles will turn around and go to start working with the rest of the troops.
All right, Allenby addresses Hajime. I'm okay with languages if you need a hand. And then she kind of chuckles a little bit to herself. It's the elephant in the room. Somebody had to make that
You
joke.
get one single chuckle as he lights up a cigarette and walks out of the office.
Yeah, that's fine. I could probably fix that later too. And he just beelines for that little workspace he's got in the corner.
Did he just say he can fix my arm?
Prosthetics exist.
He did make a whole ass wolf, just a reminder.
He made a robot, so...
Yeah, do you want an arm or a tentacle?
Can I get a cannon?
Nah, tentacle.
I don't see why not. I don't see why you can't have a cannon.
You get a T-Rex arm now. Stop asking for things.
Just one wing.
Don't you have kabooms to make?
I guess, since I was volunteered for this. I'm going to go smoke cigarettes and make explosives.
At the same time?
Though.
Absolutely.
All right.
God
so
intended.
you have pretty much everybody upstairs that you can, or outside that you can grab to however many people you think you'll need to start producing weaponry and whatnot. You've got that whole facility downstairs.
Yeah, see if I can get some of that automated stuff working, just so not everybody has to work a consistently long ass shift.
All right. Hajime or Achilles, you do notice that Warren is outside, looking over your guys' Blackwoods, willing to help you out if you want to take them all down to the facility and hook them up to the large cargo bay things that were down there.
Yeah, sure, why not?
So with that, he'll walk all the Blackwoods down basically on autopilot, and you'll all get the upgrades that he'd promised you.
Sweet.
So, Hajime is engaged. Achilles is building things. Isabel, what you doing?
What am I doing?
I think that's up to Isabel.
That's true. I think Isabel doesn't think that she can be all that helpful, but she is going to try and assist Hajime wherever she can, just because she feels the need to do something.
Okay. All right. We'll swing over to you guys then in a minute. Ricky. I'm sorry. Verna, what you doing?
Verna's kind of just looking around looking a little empty-headed as she's kind of waiting for somebody to tell her what to do. But her eyes land on Woodrow, on Commander Woodrow, because he's still there, right? He's still in the room.
Yeah. Him and Blueberry are still at the top of the table. They're going over, like, they've got a couple of maps of the area and things along that line. Okay.
So she's going to go up to Commander Woodrow, and because he was the one who recruited her to Helix. So she's going to go to him, and she wouldn't normally just approach him like that, but she's just looking for some reassurance, and she's going to say, Commander, I try to be positive, but this is feeling like an uphill battle. I'm pretty worried about this.
We're boned. Just
I'm not gonna lie to you. This will be a bit of a fight. I'm not entirely sure what I can tell you. The best thing we can do is to fortify this location, and only time will tell, unfortunately.
All right. Well, I've never been a good strategist. I'm not the smartest one in the bunch, but I'll do whatever I can. What should I do? Where do you need Verna right now?
Well, you fought out front, I believe, on your way in. That monstrosity of a Blackwood outside is a testament to that. Why don't you take some of the troops out with a few of these tanks and figure out the best places that we can put them?
All right, I can work on that.
At this point, you all can consider this a battlefield promotion. These troops are your troops. You answer only to me. Whatever you see fit, I trust you.
Whew. Well, I'm honored. I'll do my best.
All right. So, how about let's go with Achilles, since you were the first one to leave the room.
Surely.
Yeah. So you guys are walking down there. You're being trailed by 4 very large robots, just like crouching down this mine shaft.
That's somewhat amusing in these dark times. I think as he's walking, Achilles is cynically musing at the fact that we're basically being this was all started due to a genocide, and then now AWOL Blueberry was put into hiding by Woodrow, which means we're technically being led by a war criminal. So he's cynically musing about that, because we're absolutely being led by a war criminal who helped hide a bigger war criminal. But he pushes that deep down, and he'll deal with that later. And he just kind of wants to focus on getting everything automated and going. And if anybody else needs them, we all have our radios. So.
All right. I'm not even going to make you roll to get anything set up down there. It's all fairly functional technology. It was used a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So you start getting some guys trained and whatnot. It won't be too much of an issue.
Sweet. Once I know it's fairly automated, I'll probably spend most of the day down here getting everything ready, and kind of getting the loading areas and everything else set up.
I just need to know how many people you're taking down with you. You've got You have 85 people left from Helix Academy, not counting upper brass.
I mean, there's a lot of automation down here, so I don't think I'll need a crap ton of people. Mainly people to run the forklift, the loaders to transport the ammo back and forth. So I'd say like 8 to 10 people should be more than enough.
Okay. I'm going to get 10 down there, just to keep my numbers nice and round.
Cool.
So you are running munitions. I'm going to keep track of that. And Verna, you are doing outside stuff. How many guys are you taking out with you?
All right, so I'm gonna.
You've got 75 left to take. A tank team is made up of 3 people.
And how many tanks do we have?
You've got 6, and you have the capability of like rigging up some home defenses.
Paint cans tied to the doorways. Batteries plugged into the doorknobs. Real Home Alone shit.
I mean, you're in a mining facility. You can probably come up with some rather large industrial equipment and probably some things that go kaboom.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have real good knowledge either of what other areas we might need people in. I'd love to use all 6 of our tanks and then have some more people to rig up. But I don't want to take more than my proportion of manpower.
Yeah, it should be fine.
I mean, that's only 18 people. You've got 75 left you can take from.
All right. So what if I take 24? 75 minus 24. So that's 51 left.
Okay.
So we can fully man all 6 tanks, place them around at strategic locations, and then you had said rigging up some home defenses as well. So, putting the other 6 people on doing that, and generally just being a pain in the ass for anyone who tries to come get us.
All right. So yeah, like I said, that leaves us with 51 people left, plus the civilians from the town that haven't gone anywhere, plus Woodrow and Blueberry. Allenby's kind of helping out with Hajime. Thomas is in a coma. He might not be that much help at the moment.
Thomas, you've been deeply scarred. Now fight.
He can be a paperweight.
Oh.
Oh, good. I'm doing a lot of paperwork. I'll need that.
See? Everyone's pulling their weight, except for Thomas. Hajime's going to have to pull that.
Nah, William's got that. I'm too weak.
I am not sorry about a single word. We're working for war criminals.
Isabel came to help, and Isabel's pretty strong, so I got you, Hajime.
Cool.
Drag the bodies, hold the flashlights. She can do it all.
I'm also not entirely sure that war criminal counts if it's a space war. Those rules of war are different.
I feel like genocide is a war crime regardless of where it is.
It's still genocide. We're still the bad guys a little bit. Only a little bit.
And I feel like the military kept the don't go AWOL thing.
Yeah.
Because if so, everybody would be doing it.
And initially war criminal. Now you're just in a war.
Yeah, we're no longer war criminals. This is the war we're in.
Oh, we're not war criminals. Blueberry is definitely still a war criminal.
Yeah. A little bit.
That doesn't just go away. I believe 5 years ago they still tried a Nazi on war crimes.
You're not wrong.
That is true.
But this is an anime, so that doesn't matter.
I mean,
I guess
a little bit does.
Nah, she's got blue hair. She's practically a protagonist at that point. She can't go to jail for war crimes.
I also have blue hair, and my character's backstory was he almost went to prison, not for war crimes, but
well, that's different.
Listen,
that's a small.
I watched Iron Bred Orphans. That anime ended badly.
It did end badly. It's such a good
I know
show,
how this
though.
goes. Yeah.
And the track has been lost.
Look, I'm not against siding with the aliens. It's their planet.
No, this isn't their planet.
Yeah, this isn't their planet.
Yeah.
No, they came to us.
We're gonna steal their planet.
No, we tried to steal their planet.
I guess technically we owe them one.
Nah.
Little bit of murder for a little bit of murder.
This planet was doomed to begin with. They don't want this planet.
And I do like the fact that you guys just glossed over this planet is gonna die kind of.
Yeah, this planet is doomed.
The moon was destroyed. That basically kills a planet anyway.
Yeah, we assumed the planet was doomed.
The moon exploding definitely sped up things, but this was dying regardless.
Moon exploded, came to terms, gonna die here.
Yeah, I assumed that eventually I'd have to move to a different planet.
No, you guys.
We're gonna get out of Dodge.
You guys are high-ranking officials. Yeah, you guys are high-ranking officials now. You're going to space next.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Space.
No, it'll be fine. All right. Anyway, back on track here. Justin, you can leave that in or take it out if you choose.
It should be in.
Amusing, and I feel like it was needed to break up the tension there because that first bit was a little bit of a bummer.
Oh.
Yeah, what with the mass murder and such.
Yeah, you gotta let that go.
The mass murder and sins of not even the family is now our sin to bear.
It's fine. Just chalk it up to a bummer, bro.
You gotta let that go.
I'm gonna say too, Verna is not gonna be super forgiving about all these things she heard, but if we're gonna have a chance of getting through this, we're gonna need all the general skills that Blueberry can possibly bring to the table, which means that she needs to not be in a useless puddle on the floor.
Right.
Yeah, that is correct.
Or they've come here for her, we strap her to something, and we just kind of let them have her.
Big old space stick, send a bitch to the sky.
I don't exactly think that's going to be the solution at this point.
I think we've committed enough murders on our own that I don't know if that's the plan.
I have only murdered 2 people.
Shit, I didn't even get a kill at all.
If anything, Verna's a murderer.
Yeah, Verna's the murderer.
Actually, technically, Hajime's the only murderer. He killed Bunny.
I'm trying to fix that.
All right, let's get back on track a little bit here. Hajime and Isabel, you guys are in Hajime's little workstation.
Yeah, I like to think of it as part of his desk is actually just the wolf mech with a plank on top of it.
See, I was thinking that. Oh no, I guess you couldn't because they walked him downstairs. I was gonna say you were using the hand of your Blackwood as a desk.
No, William's definitely being a table right now.
Good boy.
And Hajime's just got. There was a bunch of turned off computers and stuff in this facility, right? I feel like Hajime in his sleepless night has grabbed at least 4 of them and tried to rig them together to be powerful enough to do what he's trying to do.
Okay. And what are you trying to do?
I want to see if I can bring the box back online enough to see how much damage is done to the psyche that's copied onto the box.
Oh, cool. Is that the box from the plane or the box from the Blackwood outside?
Box in the plane. He's not touching the bunny box.
I don't like the phrase bunny box.
Yeah, no. I heard it, and my brain was just like, oh.
I'm not happy with it, but I'm not going to correct you.
All right. Sure. If you want to go ahead and try to plug into that, we will be using your Arcana again as your tech skill. So if you want to,
I feel like he starts to do things, sees that there's extra light going over his shoulder, and looks over his shoulder. Isabella, don't need the flashlight.
I'm not. No, at this point,
Isabella's got one helpful skill.
A while ago she had the mining helmet. Now she's just fucking with the light. And when you say that, she immediately turns it off.
All right, one Arcana check coming up.
Shadow puppets just start appearing in front of Hajime.
All right, keep the mood up.
Great, that'll go so well for his existential crisis. Ooh, that's a nat 20 plus 7 for those of you listening at home.
Wow.
So you don't know how to turn on computers. That's instant fail. The whole system shuts down. No, so you get all this stuff plugged in. You're connected to the black box, and you see that familiar brain shape on your readouts, and some string of incomprehensible code going across the bottom. So you got everything functioning. You have a couple of documents. You have Allenby helping you out. You have everything that you gathered from downstairs. Let's see if you can put it all together.
Alrighty then. I feel like that code is probably some kind of important subroutine, so I should probably see about that. Using the documents that were written in the weird language, can I hand them off to Allenby and see if she can rudimentarily figure something out about it?
Sure. Let's see what Allenby can come up with, shall we?
Oof, I said hand it off. I feel bad now.
No, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is not fine. Allenby got a 2.
Yeah.
She did manage to point out that the symbols on the shipping manifest seem to match up with the symbols of the code going around the bottom.
Fantastic.
Now, that being said, you do have that lab downstairs with that whole room where they were working on Thomas.
We do.
Creepy.
I mean, kind of. It's basically a hospital suite.
Oh, creepier.
Or,
Yeah,
you do
but-
remember that Thomas has that port in the back of his head.
Oh, I'm not fucking with Thomas. No.
What, you don't want to traumatize his spinal cord any farther?
I'm sure he's fine.
I do not have...
No lasting damage. He just can never turn left again.
He's not an ambi-turner.
No,
It's fine. I'm sure by the end of this, we'll all have ports in our neck. Got real quiet when I said that.
Is it because I started smoking? Because that's also kind of that was a double joke there.
It wasn't supposed to be, but yeah, that's for sure.
That.
No comment.
Smoking's bad, kids.
unless you're cooking meat. I think Hajime would relent enough to get Isabel's help to try and get everything down to that suite.
What do you need, boss?
And see if maybe he can get more information out of whatever the hell came up on the black box.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem. You guys can get that down there. It's not like you're pressed for time or anything like that. That might have sounded sarcastic, but that wasn't. Like, you guys have all the time, so you can take your, you can be gentle with getting this stuff down there. Yeah, so you go and you step back up in that first bay that Thomas was in, and you plug everything back together. And now that you are reset up, you want to try that, you want to try another tech check? See what you guys come up with?
Do you have any thoughts on how I could help you to give you that good old advantage?
With Alan B trying to help put things together there. Cool. Alan B got an 18. Finally,
That's
something
helpful.
useful. Oh yeah, so Alan B now having taken the time to study this, she was very fresh at looking at the problem before, starts putting things into a cipher, being able to recognize certain patterns and whatnot, and starts to decode the language going on below you on the bottom readout. Not full words or phrases or anything like that, but like things are coming together now.
Okay.
So if you want to go ahead, you can input her partial translations into your computer because she's doing it all manually, and you can roll your tech skill to see if you can start translating that better. See if it can extrapolate from the stuff that it's starting to get a hold of.
Let's see, 19 in total.
Yeah. All right. So that you definitely start translating things. It seems to be a lot of the same kind of questions that Thomas was asking. Where am I? It's dark. I can't feel anything. Yeah, things along that nature. Just some poor dude having an existential crisis.
Okay. Like looking over this coding, for lack of a better term, of the brain-shaped thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like similar to how the one that I looked at in Bunnies was, or did Bunnies look more damaged? No.
No.
Good.
This looks almost identical.
Okay. That's good. Because I'm not gonna interact with it right away. I'm really concerned about that extra code though, so I wanna keep looking further into that.
That code at the bottom was basically a real-time translation of what he was saying. Sorry if I did not make that clear. I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear.
No, I may not be paying attention. Okay. Well, shit.
Is it bad?
It's not great, but we've got a reference point. I'll take the time. I'll try using the system a little bit more to try and get a better baseline with this box, and then I will disconnect it and try to do the same with the bunny box and see if there's a code and if it's saying anything different.
All right. Now, because that one seems significantly more damaged than the plane that you guys found, I'm going to need another check for that.
Sure.
Just to cover your bases, make sure that everything's coming together okay.
Right.
It seems like there's a giant axe wound in it. It's weird.
Yeah, it is kind of bizarre. It's also covered in oil.
Now, this thing was set up in the cockpit. I just destroyed the head. Don't you start that shit, all right? I've got enough on my plate.
Justification.
17.
All right, yeah. So you managed to hook things back up, and it's slower, but you do have that same baseline code going across the bottom.
Is it, like, looking it over, is it asking the same questions?
Yeah, for the most part. There's no real variance in what's going on with it at the moment. It's less asking questions and more just a wandering mind at the moment.
Yeah, right. I want to try and make a... Oh, that's probably going to be too much for the computers that I have. I was thinking about trying to make a virtual Blackwood and seeing if this box connects to a Blackwood if some other program comes up out of the blue. But I don't think we will do that with my current
but you do
work.
still have that partial Blackwood that was down here.
Oh, I don't want... Oh...
Come on, Dr. Frankenstein, let's fucking go.
I know. Does it have arms and legs? This Blackwood?
Does, but it does. There's no armor, and you don't notice any weaponry.
Okay. It's still a giant robot that could crush me with one hand if it turns back into its evil form. So,
Yes, but everybody's Blackwood's down here.
Please
yeah,
tell me
that's true.
Please tell me you're about to just delimb this thing and put that brain into basically a robotic potato.
Yes.
I mean,
It's not the worst idea.
I was gonna see about just disconnecting the power connections to the arms and legs so it doesn't start immediately killing people if it's still evil.
You say potato. I say potato.
No, you said potato, you son of a bitch.
Ladies, you're both potatoes.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the plan here, Hajime?
Do it.
I think Hajime's gonna go over the code that's.
I mean, Isabel is help.
Yeah, I'll have Isabel like get up into the cockpit of the Blackwood if there's an ability to do so. And
No,
just
this is one that's pre-installed with a black box.
okay. Does the black box look newer?
No, remember
we've seen
this?
so far?
We took this black box out. This was Thomas.
Yeah. So Thomas was plugged into this black box.
Yeah.
The
I
bodies
didn't
aren't
look at it.
inside the black boxes.
No, I know that.
The bodies are inside. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, as far as terms of this technology being developed and made, does this black box look like it's a different material or anything like that?
No, it looks like the same material. This one does look like it hasn't been hit with an axe.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Except it's not. Okay. Send it and see what happens. The scientific method. I'll do a hookup with the black box and the black wood and see if we can get some dialogue established here or something.
Okay. So as you plug Bunny into the thing, into the Blackwood, the eyes light up just a deep crimson red, and it turns its head and just looks in your general direction. And that language that you don't understand, but you start to make out syllables of.
Sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. You in there, Bunny?
With that, you see its eyes flash. I mean, they keep that same color, but like they glow brighter for a second, and it sort of nods at you.
Hajime, creator of Robot Friends.
Oh.
No, there's like that meme face where he folds, he puts his hands together and just puts them in front of his mouth, like deep concern, like, oh no, this is working. What do I do now?
You have created life. What do you do?
I didn't create it. I just put it sort of back together.
I mean, you put the echo of a brain scan into the robot body that has nothing useful attached to it.
He's a petty
Yeah.
dabbler in life.
I'm a petty dabbler in necromantic arts.
You essentially made Frankenstein out of a chihuahua.
Yeah, I'll take that. That seems pretty face value.
You're basically just a necromechanic.
I kind of like that.
A necromancer. Oh no, can't use that. That's copyrighted.
Justin, cut that out.
Hajime kind of just sits there and goes, "Okay, good."
Is it good?
It nodded, so that's a yes. Shut up, Isabel.
You know what? You're right. That's progress.
Allenby just looks at it all confused and just greets it, Bunny, and kind of you see the shoulder stump move like she was gonna wave.
Yeah. Hi. I'll put that back together in a minute. We don't.
Take your time. I'll be all right.
What? Who said that?
Look, I gotta hand it to you. You're handling this way better than I am.
Mr. DM? Who the hell is saying that?
Oh, Allenby.
Oh,
She's trying to break the tension with deprecating humor because you're having an existential crisis.
I'm not having an existential crisis. I'm just having a panic because something worked.
It wasn't
Oh
supposed to
God, my
work.
abilities, they're useful.
Yeah. How do I process this? I think Hajime is going to look at the scan copy or whatever, and while she's making jokes, is there anything happening with the brain scan? Like, are parts of it lighting up differently or changing differently?
Yeah, everything seems to be functioning the way. Like, you're not a doctor.
I'm not even the other kind
But
of
like
doctor.
everything seems to be functioning the way a typical brain would work as it's being engaged.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, Hajime's gonna take the time. He wants to. Essentially, he's like, yeah, keep going, Allenby. This is great. Just yes or no questions. Help him out. And take your time. Learn some more of that language as it talks. She, them. I'll get pronouns 1 year. But until then, yes. Hajime's gonna look over like the data transfer between the black box and the black wood, and try to see if he can find, like he's trying to reverse engineer controlling the bot to maybe see if he can find a way to disrupt whatever it is that caused the bunny copy to attack us initially.
Oh, cool.
He's gonna do this all on
Yeah.
paper, so he's not gonna fuck with the actual program. But he knows enough about artificial intelligence programming to know what on paper looks right.
Okay. Why don't you roll investigation? That sounds kind of good.
I could do investigation.
Yeah,
sure.
let's go with investigation. See what you come up with. In the background, you hear Allenby asking her if she like remembers Helix and things along that nature. You know, do you remember Helix? What's your like? Do you still like vanilla ice cream? Do you remember when we were in the Space Scouts?
Damn, you were in the Space Scouts? I always wanted to be in Space Scouts.
I mean, anybody could have signed up. We had really good cookie sales.
They were some damn good cookies.
I really liked the galactic clusters.
Boo!
More of an intergalactic mint kind of person.
All right,
So my investigation roll was an 11.
I mean, that's not super great.
Nope. I mean, I'm sure there's also like still a language barrier.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's fair. So you're working your way through this, and you come across something that seems like a target designator, or possibly a proximity sensor maybe, or a friend register. You're not entirely sure.
The friend or foe system almost.
Pretty much. It seems to be tied directly into what is known in regular biology as the fight or flight mechanism. And that is the best I can give you, rolling an 11.
Yep. Yeah, Hajime's gonna just kind of like, he sits there, he scratches his head, he goes, like there's like a, I got it, I don't got it, no, wait.
It might be worse if you've got it.
I've got something, and it might be an aneurysm. I'm not entirely sure. Does anybody else taste purple? Never mind. I'm gonna go elsewhere. Hajime just gets up and just walks off for a moment because he needs to let his brain cool down.
Okay. Are you just abandoning Bunny in a killer robot?
Oh, that's a good point. I guess I'll go back and just be like...
Especially because your buddy Achilles is currently starting a munitions factory, like, I don't know, 300 yards away.
Yeah, no, I'll go over and I'll be like, okay, best way to explain this, gotta go dark and comms for a while, we'll talk to you in a bit, and I'm just gonna, like, not even give, like, time for the...
So, like, as you're about to press the turn off button, you just see her, like wave her hands in front of her face, like, no.
You cool with just sitting here for, like, I need 3 hours?
And you get a very stiff robotic thumbs up.
Cool. Hey, Isabel.
Yeah?
Do me a favor. Hang out, and I'll be back. And Hajime is going to walk away without giving it an opportunity for Isabel to say yes or no.
Okay. Anyone got a deck of cards? I could play blackjack with a giant robot.
Sure, that's a thing that I didn't even remotely consider prepping for.
Why not? Just
Blackjack with a robot, yeah.
it's the only card game that doesn't require that to have a hand.
You're not wrong. So yeah, I mean, if you would like to roleplay that game, we can do that.
I'm fine with us just going to the next scene and just knowing that that's what's happening over here.
Sure, you're trying to teach a robot that you can't understand how to play cards.
Yeah.
All right.
And that is where we're going to leave off with this episode of Mechanical Rain. Thanks so much for listening, and make sure you subscribe over on YouTube at Storm Gaming Alliance. And why not give us a like and leave a comment? We always love hearing from everybody. If you're already listening on YouTube, Mechanical Rain is available on the go with Apple Podcasts and Spotify and pretty much wherever else you find your podcasts. You can keep up to date with everything Storm Gaming Alliance related, including Mechanical Rain, over on Twitter, or X, I guess, at Storm Gaming AL. And that'll do it for this week. We'll see you again next Tuesday for another episode of Mechanical Rain. On behalf of the entire crew, thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
You say potato. I say potato.
No, you said potato, you son of a bitch.